Okay, so welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty crucial, critical thinking.
Yeah.
And, we got some really interesting material here, really digs into it.
Absolutely.
So I think we can really pull out some valuable stuff here, see how it all connects.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So to kick things off, our material starts, with this definition of critical thinking.
Okay.
And it says, basically thinking clearly,
right,
rationally, and independently, to make those judgments that are actually reasoned.
Makes sense.
It sounds pretty straightforward.
Right. On the surface.
But in practice,
it's a lot more involved.
Yes.
Especially now.
Especially now, when we're just
bombarded,
with information and opinions.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
Totally. So our source kind of breaks down critical thinking into 6 key characteristics.
Right.
And, we got curiosity, analysis, open-mindedness,
problem solving, evaluation, and self-reflection.
Self-reflection, yeah.
And I was thinking, given your work and all the stuff you're looking at right now, maybe we could zero in on a couple of those that really stand out to me.
Okay, I'm curious. Which ones are you thinking?
Well, I was really drawn to analysis and open-mindedness.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with some pretty complex topics, right?
Definitely.
I mean, strong opinions all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to get kind of swept up in it.
Absolutely. It's tough to stay objective sometimes.
So let's start with analysis.
Okay.
Because it's about breaking things down right. And really seeing how those different parts connect.
Yeah, and understanding the different parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that article you shared about topic from listener's source.
Right.
I mean, there are so many layers to that story,
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like without that careful analysis, you just miss so much.
You miss the nuances, the underlying causes,
the why behind it all, yeah.
Consequences, potential consequences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you've got open-mindedness, right?
Right.
Which the source really emphasizes being willing to consider, different perspectives.
Yeah.
Even those that you might not.
Even if they challenge your own. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I thought about that debate that was in one of your articles about topic from listener's source.
Oh, yeah. That one was pretty heated.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Both sides really dug in.
But, a critical thinker wouldn't just, dismiss that opposing view.
No, they'd want to understand.
They want to understand it.
The reasoning.
Identify any biases.
Yeah, are there any biases?
Then evaluate
the whole thing.
The strengths and weaknesses, yeah.
Really see it for what it is.
And that's a real challenge sometimes.
Oh, totally.
When you feel strongly about something.
It's hard to separate those emotions from the logic.
Okay, so moving on. The source goes on to these 5, core skills of a critical thinker.
All right.
And we got observation, interpretation, inference, explanation, and decision-making.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about inference for a minute.
Yeah, good one to pick.
Because it's all about, drawing logical conclusions.
From the evidence, yeah.
But how do you know if an inference is good or bad?
That's the $1,000,000 question right there.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
So a good inference,
it's got to have strong evidence to support it.
Okay, evidence-based.
Evidence-based.
And it considers other explanations, right?
Yes, alternative explanations.
Okay.
Got to look at all the angles.
And then a bad inference is just kind of like jumping to conclusions.
Jumping to conclusions, relying on weak evidence, biased evidence.
Okay, yeah. So
I was looking at one of your sources, again, that article about topic from listener source.
Right.
And the author's making a bunch of inferences about topic from listener source.
Based on topic from listener's source.
Right.
So do you think those hold up?
That's a great question. And that's exactly the kind of question a critical thinker would be asking.
It is, right?
When they're reading something like that.
It's like digging in and saying,
yeah, what evidence?
What's the evidence? What's the logic?
Are there other possible interpretations?
Yeah. Could it be something else?
Could it be something else entirely?
Yeah.
What biases might the author have?
It's about really evaluating the strength of their argument.
Exactly.
Okay, so the source also gives some tips.
Right.
On how to actually improve these critical thinking skills.
Practical steps.
Yeah. And there were 3 that really stood out to me.
Okay.
Cultivating curiosity, engaging in reflective thinking, and learning from multiple perspectives.
Yeah, great ones to focus on.
So let's start with curiosity.
Yeah.
How do you actually Like,
how do you put that into practice?
yeah, put it into practice.
Well, it's all about asking why.
Okay. Like, why is this thing happening?
Yeah, why is this happening?
Okay.
What's the evidence?
Show me the receipts, basically.
Yeah, exactly. What are the root causes?
What's underneath it all?
Yeah, and it's also about going out and finding information
Okay.
from a variety of sources.
Yeah, don't just stay in your little bubble.
Yeah, don't just rely on what pops up first.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to dig a little deeper.
So if I'm reading something that makes me really angry,
Okay.
a curious approach would be to say, okay, I'm going to try to understand the other side.
Yeah, even if you disagree.
Yeah, even if I disagree.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So instead of just getting caught up in that anger, you're actually trying to understand better.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about reflective thinking?
This one's crucial.
Yeah, it seems pretty important.
It's about analyzing your own thinking.
Okay, so turning inward a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
looking at yourself.
What assumptions am I making?
Yeah.
Am I letting emotions cloud my judgment?
Oh, yeah.
Am I falling for any logical fallacies?
Right, because those are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And the source even recommends like taking a few minutes every day to reflect on a decision you made.
Yes. That's a great practice.
So how would that work?
Ask yourself, what factors did I consider?
Okay.
Did I make the best choice?
Based on what I knew. Yeah.
Based on what I knew at the time,
Okay.
what could I have done differently?
That's powerful stuff.
It is. It's really helpful.
And finally, learning from multiple perspectives,
This is huge.
especially now. I mean,
Especially
we're just constantly getting fed information.
that reinforces our own beliefs.
Yeah, it's like an echo chamber sometimes.
It is. It's like an echo chamber.
So how do we break out of that?
I got to actively seek out viewpoints that
Okay.
challenge your own.
That's hard.
It is. It's not always comfortable.
Yeah, not comfortable, but probably important.
It is.
So are you saying like read articles?
Yeah. Read articles from publications you wouldn't normally read.
Okay.
Have conversations with people.
Who think differently than you.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's all about broadening your understanding.
Yeah, getting out of that echo chamber.
Exactly.
Okay, now the source also mentioned some practical exercises.
Right.
And there's one that I really like,
Oh, yeah. Which one?
the what if scenarios.
Oh, I like that one a
Yeah,
lot.
it's so interesting.
It really gets you thinking.
So explain that one.
Well, you think about different outcomes
Okay.
of past events,
Like things that already happened.
things that already happened. Yeah.
Eh.
What if I'd made a different choice?
Like that time I did that thing, yeah.
What factors might have led to a different result?
So it's like a mental experiment
It is. It's like a thought experiment.
that helps you analyze those decisions.
Yeah, and maybe make better ones in the future.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
Why does all this matter?
Because critical thinking is how we navigate this complex world.
It's a superpower.
It is. It really is.
So it's not about just being right all the time.
No, not at all.
What is it about then?
It's about being willing to question things, to learn, to adapt as you encounter new information.
So keep learning.
Keep learning.
Yeah.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning. Stay curious.
So it's a skill.
It's a skill.
And we can all get better at it.
Absolutely, with practice.
The practice. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you go through all these sources you know, keep an eye out for those logical fallacies.
Yes, they can be sneaky.
They can be sneaky little things.
They really can.
So pay attention to how the arguments are constructed, the evidence,
Absolutely.
any biases.
Yeah, is there any bias at play?
All right, that's our deep dive into critical thinking.
A lot to think about.
Keep those minds sharp out there.
Stay curious.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.